This is Suli, and you're listening to the first day of the rest of your life. Remember, at the end of this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. Today's topic: when no becomes a problem. False evidence appearing real. That is fear. And no is just a two-letter word that most of us fear. As humans, we often see and take no as a negative response, while a simple no can bring big changes to your life. Yes, a no can cause a huge turnaround in your life for the better. Nevertheless, it can also cause major disruption in your life. You can be blamed, resented, or even hated. Nevertheless, take a stand and say no to that which is hindering your success. Say no to that which is enabling you to fulfill life purpose. Why do we fear when no becomes a problem? You might ask, where do I go from here? When no becomes a problem, plant a seed. Plant a seed of faith. Because at the end, that problem will not be a problem at all. When no becomes a problem, it might just be your season of growth. And every season has its purpose. In today's society, there is an array of toxic behaviors, either inflicted by someone else or self-inflicted, that will cause you to become stuck in your present situation. We might say, that situation, that thing, that person will never change. God can do more than we can ever imagine. Plant that seed. Stay faithful. Stay focused. Stay firm. Let your no be no, even if it becomes a problem. And when that happens, don't be afraid. Give that problem to God. Let Him fix it for you. One of my favorite Bible stories is the one of Lazarus. Jesus was called by Lazarus' sisters because their brother was sick. And as the story goes, Jesus didn't show up right away. He waited for them to plant that seed. Jesus knew there was no problem at all. When Jesus arrived, Lazarus' sister said, "Lord, if you were here, my brother would not have died." And as the story went on, it says, and Jesus wept. Yes, Jesus cried. When I first learned of this story as a little girl, my first innocent impression was, poor Jesus, he lost his friend Lazarus. And now Lazarus' sisters are very sad too. Now, as an adult, I say, Jesus cried because of her unbelief. That seed did not germinate. That was a whoa moment for God. It was like saying, you didn't see that coming, huh? The glory was for God. You didn't say no. His delay meant wait and see. When no becomes a problem, what is it that is wearing you down? Is it a job or a career? Is it an unfaithful husband? Is it a wayward child? Is it your finances? Is it you? Your impatience? Your sense of entitlement? Or need of being always in control? Or is it your own ego and lack of self-control? Is it your own sinful desires? Your own unforgiven ways? Is it possible that we have to become somehow like Lazarus? No, not dead. Nevertheless, in a still position, a place of growth to witness the grace of God. While we are waiting for that job situation to change, for that unfaithful husband to change, for that loved one to rise from that desperate, destructive mindset, for that disobedient child to turn around, plant that seed of faith. Nurture it. Be patient and wait for it to bloom. Wait for your dream to manifest and take life. Because maybe, just maybe, God is using them to bring bigger and better changes in your life. A plan to bring you to your humble place and save you. When no becomes a problem, stay in faith. Ignore the negativity and speak peace into your life. Remember, like a tree planted on fertile land, there is a season for sowing and there's a season for growing. There is a season for blooming, and certainly there will be a season for harvest. The Word of God says in Galatians 6 and verse 9, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Isaiah 40 and verse 31 says, but those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Remember, Jesus is calling you. You cannot do it on your own. Put away this stubbornness. All you need is to recognize your weakness, your need for help, and let Jesus in. Yes, I would say, I understand. That is the reason why I pray. Nevertheless, do you know of him? Or do you know him personally? How is your relationship with Jesus? When no becomes a problem, plant that seed. It is not how, it is he.